Why was his minute total that?
We're trying to keep him around 30, trying to get him as much rest as we can. We've played him a lot of minutes, played him 35 2 days ago. So as long as we were hanging in there, then we wanted to limit the minutes a little bit. Not limit them, but not overplay him.
There was kind of that stretch in the fourth where you took time out with like 9 minutes left. I think you were down 4. Looked like you might go back to Steph, didn't, and then it was 8, and you did go back. Do you feel like that was one of the deciding stretches?
No. We got Chris Paul out there. We got Clay. We got Draymond. We got great players out there. So it's we can't expect to just ride Steph. Game after game after game. These last few weeks have been really tough on him. We've put the burden of this franchise on his shoulders for 15 years. We can't expect him to play 35 minutes. We got 5 games in 7 days on this road trip. So if you want to say that him playing 30 minutes instead of 32 is the difference in the win and the loss, I totally disagree with that. And we're trying to win the game. We're trying to keep him fresh too.
Went away from Jonathan the last, I think, 2:30 as well. Why'd you sit him down the stretch?
Just went with Wiggs. There was nothing that Jonathan did wrong. Just, we just felt like Wiggs' experience was important.
Overall, in the fourth, that's when the Wolves really made that run, even though you were hanging in there. Just what did you see specifically in that period?
Well, they played great. They scored 36 points. In the quarter, the beginning of the quarter, we turned it over on the first play, which was tough. I think Alexander Walker made a couple of threes. Those were big shots that swung the game. And, all in all, you give them credit. They made 21 out of 43s. They shot the lights out. I loved the way our guys competed. They played for 48 minutes. They played hard and together and gave us a chance to win. We just couldn't pull it off.
We've talked a lot about urgency and playing with effort recently. Would you say that tonight was a step in the right direction? In that sense?
Great effort, great urgency. Took it to them right away. Forced a bunch of turnovers. Got on the floor for loose balls. I loved the effort.
And it looked like you guys were trapping Ant a lot on ball screens, handoffs. How would you say that you guys defended him and the game plan there?
Well, you have to try to mix it up on Anthony. He's so talented, and so we did a few different things and put different guys on him. And all in all, if you hold him to 7 for 18, that's not a bad job. He's a tough player to handle.
A couple nights ago, maybe it was after the Memphis game or something, but Steph was basically saying how, for him at least, it's less about where we finish in the standings, more about building the habits to make sure that if we make the play-in, we can extend this run. How do you balance that when you are only a half game up on the Rockets for 10th, but then are also trying to build those habits where wins are really important?
I think what Steph is saying is if we don't build the habits, it doesn't matter, right? No matter what happens, you make the play-in, you don't. If you don't have the habits, you're not going anywhere. So the habits were much improved tonight. Just the defensive focus, the effort, the energy. So I'm confident that if we compete and play like that these last 12 games, that we're going to put ourselves in position to do something.
It seemed like there was some defensive mix-ups in that fourth quarter at times, on screens. It seemed like you did like the effort, but did you see some breakdowns?
Sure, yeah, there were some breakdowns, but there's always going to be breakdowns in every game. You just try to limit them as much as you can. And but they scored 68 in the second half, obviously, 46 in the first. So, they did a good job of taking care of the ball in the second half. I think they only turned it over 3 times in the second half. And they had a really clean effort offensively. And they got Gobert at the rim a few times and spread us out. So they did a nice job offensively.
What are the keys to getting better offense when Steph sits?
We got to execute better. You know, we're obviously going to play a little different style. You know, it's going to be more pick and roll with Chris, but we had some turnovers in that stretch that hurt us, and you know, we had some shots that were right there, and ball didn't go a couple times, but again, the effort's great, the energy's right, the guys are connected. Just got to keep moving forward. Thank you.